We arrive back on the strip to find Baron has been spending time with Vixon, as word got out after the showdown race that Vixon had his own agenda. Turns out, Vixon still wants the strip to himself. Baron got fixated on this, as he could use Vixon to control the new garage. Brick Daddy's garage. Brick Daddy was still wise to this, but to his frustration, Vixen was one step ahead of his boss. Baron made a deal with Vixen in that he can take over the strip by winning it from Brick Daddy in a race against him. On top of that, the Four of Hearts crew would get whatever they wanted there for free, only if Vixen wins the race. Vixen agreed and the deal was made. The Four of Hearts were not backing down. They made their intentions clear slowly but surely by getting Vixen, and in turn MVP and Officer Holt, on their side, and Brick Daddy was in a weaker position than ever before. Veronica also made sure that the Delinquent Road Hazard crew would have a disadvantage on the night of the challenge. Word got around of the race coming up, but Baron made sure that Boost and his gang had less of a chance of winning by giving them misinformation. Surely this all gave Baron and his crew the upper hand. However, Baron, Steven and Veronica had also somewhat backed themselves into a corner with this one, but they were ready for it. With Vixen on their side, they had the team stacked 4 against 2. There was an unwritten rule on the strip saying that such large stakes races could have up to 6 racers. However the teams were formed was down to the racers themselves, and they had to like it. They didn't think ILLIDAN would have such loyalty to the drag strip after learning his story with Brick Daddy. With ILLIDAN being christened the local drag strip legend, he entered himself into the race despite what he went through in the past. This was where he wanted to be. Everyone else was too intimidated to step up for ILLIDAN. Except for one. The drag strip and garage owner himself, Brick Daddy, here to defend his land. The scene felt tense. The 2 former enemies looked at each other for a brief moment. Brick Daddy gave a nod and ILLIDAN turned to Baron. The 2 squared up against each other and the challenge was set. And now we decide the fate of the strip once again. Another race for the ages with the honour of Best Garage on the line. The title to bring in the crowd, the place that racers could call their home. Here's what would happen for each racer if they win. If Baron wins, he will take 51% ownership of Brick Daddy's garage and expand his car empire. Brick Street Customs will become the new place to be to get anything and everything car related. Work would soon begin on expanding and redecorating his new playground, since he's the new top man in charge. Baron is a devious man, and this would only inflate his ego. If Steven wins, he will have his own garage workshop and will rule side by side with Baron. Steven being the younger brother meant he always knew what he had to beat. At long last, he can claim that victory. Thing is, Steven now has his new toy, but wouldn't know where to start for implementing his own ideas. Fortunately for him, his brother knows a thing or two in that department. If Veronica wins, she would choose to strip down Brick Daddy's garage for everything it has to bring it over to Brick Street Customs. The strip would become itself, stripped, leaving nothing behind but the memories of what once was. Brick Street Customs would get a new party section, giving her beloved caster a better home for the party car. All of this for her true love. If Vixen wins, he would take control of Brick Daddy's garage and have Officer Holt arrest all of his known mafia members and associates. At long last, his desire was fulfilled, with MVP and Officer Holt with him running the show. The Four of Hearts came and went whenever they wanted, and did whatever they pleased. Sadly, however, Vixen wasn't the kind of owner Brick Daddy was, and so the strip became a place of horror and anarchy. If ILLIDAN wins, he'd be 2 for 2 for big match races. He would aid Brick Daddy this time and keep garage ownership in Brick Daddy's name. Anyone can continue to frequent both workshops whenever they please. but the new guys on the block would have to stay on their turf. ILLIDAN would be seen as a true street racing legend. What would it take to stop this guy? If Brick Daddy wins, he will have regained his public respect and have the Four of Hearts crew forever banned from his garage. He would also get Vixon kicked out as well, get MVP taken care of by his loyal Mafia crew, and have Officer Holt called out for corruption and arrested. That last one done through other connections, of course. Brick Daddy would also set the record straight with ILLIDAN, once hated enemies, now in an alliance.